Hi Caroline, how are you today?
Hello, I'm really good actually, thank you.
Could you introduce yourself to anyone watching, please?
Yeah, of course. So, hi everybody, I am Caroline McGrory. I'm the Chief Legal Officer at the Birmingham 2022 Commonwealth Games.
Brilliant, great to have you here today.
Hello, good morning.
Morning, welcome to our Birmingham office.
Thank you.
How was your journey this morning?
It was really good actually, a bit busy on the motorway, but I still managed to get here on time, so all good.
What's your favourite way to start the day, Caroline?
Ideally, if I set my alarm early enough, is to try and get up and do exercise before work. I find that it's the best time actually to try and get that exercise in. I love a bit of yoga. Find that really sets me off really well for a full jam-packed day in the office.
Brilliant. Tea or coffee?
Definitely coffee.
Great stuff. What are you most excited about for the Games?
I guess probably the very start of that opening ceremony. So when we sat there on the 28th of July at Alexander Stadium, I think that moment when the opening ceremony starts and it all becomes really real, and all the work that we've been doing over the last 4.5 years comes to life. I think that will be the moment that I'm most looking forward to.
What's your favourite thing about Birmingham?
Well, I love a bit of shopping, and Birmingham's got fantastic shopping centres. But it's also, I would say, the most young and diverse and vibrant city that I have ever worked in. It's unbelievable. You know, you walk around the city and it has a real buzz about it at the moment. It's just fantastic.
Absolutely, absolutely. What's your favourite sport?
Well, as far as Commonwealth sport goes, it's probably gymnastics. Always been a huge fan of gymnastics. Outside of the Commonwealth Games, I would say it's probably tennis, which I've always loved since a child, and I love a good rugby match.
Brilliant, brilliant. What was the last sporting event that you attended?
So I used to actually do lots and lots of sports events when I worked in Formula One and football, actually, every weekend. With the pandemic, it's been more difficult actually attending as many. But I've been to Leicester City Football Club, was probably my last big match, and we've also got we've got our first test event this weekend at Alexander Stadium, so I'll be there this weekend at that. It's fantastic.
You can go up now, Caroline.
Thank you.
Moving on to your career, Caroline, you've obviously got a wealth of experience. What's your favourite thing about being a lawyer?
I guess the main thing is how different each day is. You know, at the end of each day, you'll probably set a to-do list of all the things that you think you've got to get through the next day. But that never works out like that. It's always, you'll get there in the morning, there's always something new and challenging that hit your desk. And I love that. I love the fact that, you know, every day is different. There's always a new challenge every day, and it's definitely never boring.
Absolutely. What's it been like working on an international sporting event during a pandemic?
Yeah, pretty busy, pretty stressful. We're delivering the games in record time anyway, even without the pandemic. So with the pandemic, it's obviously a new challenge for us. We recruited half our team, in fact most of our team, while we were working remotely. So most of the team hadn't even met each other for 12 months. We were all working on Teams, and all our meetings on Teams on a daily basis. And of course, the pandemic gave us extra issues in terms of practical issues and extra documents that needed to be prepared. So from a legal point of view, it did add to our workload.
Of course. So what's been the biggest with that in mind, what's been the biggest challenge over the past 3 years?
Yeah, probably the sheer volume of work that we've had to deliver in record time. I think if somebody had said to me from the outset that we would be delivering thousands and thousands of contracts and detailed and complex contracts over a very short space of time, you would never have believed that would be possible. So I think that's probably been the biggest challenge of actually making sure that we deliver everything in time and on budget, as our finance guys would say, for the successful delivery of the games.
Of course. And what have you been most proud of over the last 3 years, Caroline?
I'd probably say, personally, what I'm most proud of is just the fantastic team that we've built. We've got such a brilliant legal team, a mix of secondees from Gowling WLG, as well as direct recruits that we've brought in lots of specialist areas. We've got this fantastic team that have really gelled, We work great together, and we work really hard, and are just delivering what I would say probably is one of the most successful legal services ever in a games in such a short space of time.
Of course. You touched on it, but what's the key to a great team?
Yeah, I think one of the key things is sort of recognizing that everybody's different in your team. Everybody's got their own strengths, and it's really identifying what they are up front, really, and making sure that you're using the right team members for the right types of work and on the right situations. It's also getting to know each other socially. You know, we do a lot of socializing outside of work. We do lots of events outside of work, really to get to know everybody. So it's not just working. We work long hours in the office, but also we try to have fun as well. And I think that's really important to really gel as a team.
Excellent. What's been a career highlight for you, Caroline?
Oh, I'd probably say, as a lawyer, was actually having the opportunity a number of years back of actually being a shareholder in my role as director of legal of a Formula One team, and that won the World Championship in the drivers and the constructors championship that year as Brawn GP. I think that was something which was probably a real one-off and just something that probably could has left fantastic memories forever. And as I say, from an in-house lawyer's perspective, it's quite unusual to get the opportunity to be a shareholder in the company that you work for. So for me, that was definitely my career highlight.
2 questions, Caroline. What do you think makes a great leader, and what's a quality in someone that you really admire?
I think actually somebody who's first of all has real passion. You see that passion day in, day out. I think that really is fantastic. And also somebody who's a real visionary, that they see exactly what they want to deliver and then empower their team to deliver and actually give them that power to set, and the authority to just go and deliver and trust them. I think that is just a huge, it's just for me that's the best leaders show those skills.
Brilliant. What was your first job?
My first job was nothing to do with legal at all. It was actually a Saturday job, and it was on the checkout desk at Superdrug Chemist in Coventry.
Mm-hmm. What advice would you give to your younger self?
I would probably say, don't be scared to take some risks and maybe to follow your heart. Sometimes, you don't always have to go down the traditional route and follow whatever, the route that everybody else is going. But it's actually okay to try some different options or different, look at some different types of roles that might not be the traditional types of roles, and follow your heart into them if it's really what you're passionate about, and not be scared to take those risks, because you've actually got time when you're young to make a few mistakes and you can recover, and it doesn't matter, and not to worry about sort of taking those risks.
Brilliant. What do you think will be the lasting impact of the Games?
I think, we've got this fantastic legacy programme at the Games that, we've got a team of individuals who are just fantastic at delivering what hopefully will be this lasting legacy for Birmingham. I think one of the key things for me is seeing what we're hopefully going to do and the impact we're going to have on that younger generation in the city, and those in particular from more deprived backgrounds, of giving opportunities in terms of new job opportunities, training, new jobs that might, new skills that will have that been developed as a result of the Games being in the city. I think that for me, to see that if we can leave at least have a tiny little impact in that area, I think it would just be fantastic.
Brilliant. And as a client, what do you look for in a legal partner?
So I think the key really is to have flexibility on both sides. It's very difficult to define clearly from the outset exactly what you expect. I think you have to grow together, and the demands will change as the demands from your internal clients, for example, change as well. And I think it's sort of knowing each other, getting to know each other, the way we all work, what needs we need, what needs the legal partner needs as well. And it's really being one and the same team, feeling like the external partner is just an extended part of what the internal team is, and being able to pick the phone at any time of the day if needed to resolve or to ask any question, no matter how silly it might seem, but just to get being able to get a second opinion on something about anything at all is invaluable.
And finally, Caroline, Gowling WLG are official legal advisors to the Birmingham 2022 Commonwealth Games. What's it been like working with us?
I must say, Gowling WLG have been fantastic. I think from day one, from the minute I walked into the organising committee 4 years ago, they have been there, right behind me, right from the start, there to help on anything that I needed, help and support with provision of secondees into the team. I mean, just really, really fantastic. And, you know, we really couldn't have delivered these games without them.